Okay, folks, so we're just right in the heart of earnings season for Q3 2024. It's Thursday, well after close. We're going to be looking at a few interesting items that came up. Just a little bit of background so that you guys know what I'm talking about. I run these Python scripts that harvest earnings data from the SEC, and it's all kind of like pretty good. Uh, I put a live feed of the earnings on this website here. You can find the link in the description below. So like I look at a lot of these earnings releases, and one of the things that I look for are companies that are reporting their first ever profit. So this is the output of this one script that I have, and so you can see the companies right here. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. And so you can see the quarterly values that they've reported here. And this is designed to catch items where anything prior to the current quarter has to be negative, but the current quarter has to be positive. So these are companies that are emergent and they've operated at a loss until now, but they've reported their first profit. Okay, so that's what this short list is. And this is all new stuff. These two acquisition SPACs, they were here before. This OTC one was here before, but these ones are new, and these are the ones that we're gonna look at. They're either new from today or new from yesterday. Okay. So, and yes, one of them is Reddit, folks. One of them is Reddit. So, as I was saying, I have a scraper that reads all of this stuff in the SEC. And so this is the filtered sheet that has all that stuff, but it's only just showing these stocks, the ones that we've identified here. So you can see we've got Reddit, Remitly Global, Day One Biopharmaceuticals, and Root. And we'll be spending about 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 minutes looking at each one. We're going to look at some of their financials and we're going to look at a chart. Okay, so hang on tight. Again, you can see all the values here. They're not all complete. So for example, for this one, we're missing all these values. Who knows, maybe they reported a positive value in there somewhere. But it's unlikely. One of them actually did, so Reddit, in fact, they did report $18.5 million profit in Q4 2023, but it wasn't pulling through, and so I filled that in manually, but this is still notable, and we're still gonna look at it. And yes, that is the Reddit from the internet, with all that meme stuff or whatever. It's just a little chart showing the net incomes. This green one here is Reddit. So you can see the $18 million profit and then the $30 million profit here. They've been operating, I think, since like 2015. I think they went public in like 2021. So there's still some history here that I don't have. But you can see that they broke through. Now this sharp dip, this is not atypical for companies that are emergent. They'll demonstrate kind of like a cup and handle kind of like behavior with their net losses before breaking out into profit. I've seen it several times. This orange one is Remitly Global. Again, I've already checked. It's a new company. So they've been operating at losses for a few years, and they just broke through into profitability. Barely, but they did. Remitly, that's the second one, so it was by $2 million. Now, just remember, folks, these are all super micro caps, right? I mean, Reddit's gonna be the biggest one by like a wide margin. What else do we have? Day one, that's the darker one. So that would be this green one right here. So we don't have that much history on them, but they sure did break through. One thing that's unusual about these pharmaceutical companies is that they can be reliant on one patent, and I mean, I just don't know that much about that industry. I try to stay away from them, even though I've seen some interesting stuff. Okay, Root Inc. See, these guys have been they've given us some pretty good history, and they've been operating at losses for quite a while. They had lows, and they've been steadily incrementing. See, that's promising, folks. When you see these steady increments, and then they eventually break through into profitability, those are interesting finds. So let's start looking at the fundamentals of some of these. Let's start with Root down at the bottom. Root. Why am I using this old big charts, folks? It's because Yahoo crapped the bed, and there's like their pages suck now. It's been like a month. It sucks. And these TradingView guys, like every third time I refresh, it's got these advertisements, and I'm sick of it. So it's back to these guys. Let's take let's zoom. So this is a 5-year chart. Let's zoom into 5 days. That's 5 years again. 5 days. There we go. Monthlies. No, it didn't let me do it. 1 minute. Let's do hourlies. There we go. Okay, so yeah. So just when exactly did these guys report? Let's take a quick look here. SEC EDGAR. Company search. What are we looking for? Root. Find companies. Oh, come on. Root. Root Inc. Okay. Man, who would have thought this would be so tough? It's got to be this one. When did they file? Yeah, see, it's these guys. So they would have filed like Wednesday, I guess. Probably after the close. What? So there you have it, folks. I mean, these guys reported their first ever profit Wednesday. So this period here is Wednesday, and this is the Thursday. So they reported on October 30th. Okay. See. Oh, come on. Right here. See, October 30th. Okay, it would have been after the close. Thursday morning, they were up. So they closed around 4. Let's look at this one. 5 days. Yeah, so on the 30th, they closed at $43. Okay. On the 30th, they closed out $43. Right now they're at 66.50. So they're up 54% just in like 2 days. You know, they were up as high as 110. 110. So they were up like 150% in 1 day because they reported their first ever quarter or their first ever profit. Okay. So let's just let's bear that in mind, because that's why I'm showing this, is so people can see how good it is to look at this stuff. And I'm trying to arm you guys, I'm trying to give you guys the power to be able to find these ones yourselves too. I'm giving you this website here that you can look at the earnings releases within minutes from them being released. And I'm gonna be doing these videos too, and I'm gonna be showing stuff like this that as I find it. So make sure you subscribe if you want to stay in the loop. So this is Dawn. This is the Day One Pharmaceuticals. Let's check out when they filed. Okay, down. What the? Come on, man. Day One Biopharma. Day One. There we go. Okay, so these guys filed again on Wednesday. So let's check this out. Okay, so again, it would have been like Wednesday after the close. This Wednesday, they closed at 14.50. They opened at 15.9. So these guys are up a little bit, not that much. You know what? We forgot to check the finances on Root. This is really important, folks. This is the most important part. Oh, come on. Financials. See, I'm telling you, like the new Yahoo site is not that great. So look at the revenue. Like the trailing 12 months is already double what they reported last year. And last year was 50% what they reported the year before. So they've got decent growth in their revenue. Their net income, well, we already know that they've been losing, but the trajectory is generally upwards, folks. So I'll remind you, we're looking at Roots, which is this blue one. So ever since 2021, it's just been an upwards trajectory with their losses, which is very good. Let's just look at the quarters real quick. Okay, so they haven't been diluting very much. I mean, like, they've got that pretty well under control. So that's good to see. Yeah, their net income, I mean, it's just that upward trajectory, and then the positive 20 million. So they went from losses of 24, -6, -7.8 to positive 20 on revenues of increasing by 40 million bucks. No, wait, what did they report? Oh, come on. What did they report here? What is this? Okay, let's see. What did they report for their revenues? Oh, come on, man. Net revenues since launch. Okay, that's got to be a specific drug that they're talking about. quarterly net revenue. Okay, so 20 million in revenues. Total revenue. No, this doesn't make sense. Oh wait, because this is day one pharma. Oh, come on. Sorry, folks. Okay, here we go. It's coming. It's coming, folks. Come on. Nah, this is... Jeez, what the hell? Okay. Let's do it right. Financial statements. Okay, so assets, we want the revenues. Total revenues 300. Okay, so that's 300 million bucks. So they were up 10 million in their revenues. 15 million. They're up 15 million in revenues, but they managed to squeeze out a $20 million profit. So if they're... Okay, so what did they report? 115 million in 2023. 115 million, and what did they lose? 45. See, this is promising, folks. If they make another 20 million in revenue for next quarter, what are they going to have, like 30, 40, 50 million in net income? You know, you could see $100 million trailing 12-month profit 12 months from now. Calendar year 2025 might be 150 or $200 million profit for this company. If they continue their upward trajectory. So that's interesting to observe. Now let's just check out what their market cap is really quick. 724 million bucks, folks. So if they even make 100 million in 2025, that means that their current PE is 7. If they make 200 million in 2025, their current PE is 3.5. If they make 150 million, let's just say they make 50 million next year. If they make 50 million next year, their PE at current prices is roughly 14 or 15. It's not too bad, folks. And this is an insurance company. Let's just check to see what their book value is. Price to book. Oh, it's pretty expensive. Okay, it's pretty expensive. And they're not paying out dividends. Okay, so enough of these guys. Let's go back to that pharma company. Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, no, we're not done with those guys. There's one last thing we have to check, folks. Oh. Okay. So they're already reporting 120 million in free cash flow. See how that was close to my estimates? Okay, folks, so they've been reporting a year's worth of free cash flows already. I'm telling you, this is a winner. This company's a winner. If anybody's looking for ideas, this is not a bad one. Now, I'm not going to invest in this one myself because I'm looking for faster growth. But this one's very interesting. It deserves more scrutiny, but this one's very interesting, folks. See, they even repurchased some stock. Okay. But let's go and take a look at that Day One Pharmaceuticals now. Day One Biopharma. Okay, what did we get from here? Day One Biopharma. Okay, what are we looking at? Okay, these guys were pretty steady. Sorry, did I say I was looking for more growth? Cause this is just, remember it from $40 to like $66. Right. Okay. So, anyways, never mind. Okay. So back to the Biopharma. These guys were relatively steady after their report. You can see right here it was just a buck on $14. No, let's just take a look at their financials real quick. This one doesn't seem all that interesting. Not to me, at least. Yeah, see, so they must have just gotten their drug approved, like, what? Oh, come on. Like, yeah, they must have just got their drug approved this summer. Because they've only shown revenues starting in Q2 of this year. And, so it only took them 2 quarters to make a profit off their new drug, right? You can see right away just blew up. You know, $40 million profit. So these guys look like they're gonna be winners. Again, not really my cup of tea, but certainly very interesting, folks. Let's just take a look at their cash flow. Ooh. Oh, wait, right. Yeah, we have to look at the... Ooh, yeah, see. See, this is a negative value. Now, I don't like to see that. When I see these new emergers, I like to see that at least they've got their cash flow, like, put together. And in my experience, good companies, good finds in these emerger categories, they will have good cash flow, and they'll usually get that positive free cash flow. They'll usually achieve it a quarter or even as much as a year before they achieve GAAP net profit. Okay, so that's just an observation. So I don't know, maybe time will prove me wrong. So let's just move on to Remitly. Remitly. I can only assume that these guys are global payments. See, like, you can see this little spike here. See, so this would have been Thursday, so they would have reported Wednesday after the close. This is 15 and a quarter, folks. The close is 15 and a quarter. They opened at 18 and a half, closed at 18. So 18 over 15.5, that's 16% for the day, because they reported their first ever profit at $30 million. So let's just go into some of their financial. Oh wait, no, that was Reddit. They got the 30. These guys got $2 million. So let's just look at their market cap for some holy jeez, $3.5 billion. Okay, so $3.5 billion for these guys that just eked out their first $2 million and spiked their stock almost 20%. Okay. What was the volume on that? 7.5 million. What's their average volume? Average volume's 1.5 million. Today was 7.5 million. Okay. All right. So let's look at their financials. All right. Oh, so you got some pretty good growth in revenue here. That's already looking pretty. Oh, look at that. It just, like, it almost just increments by 50 to 100% yearly. Wow. great. Okay, so their net income, their EPS. Okay, so yeah, it just dove down, right? Like it has that downward, sharp downward trajectory, like a pot, like a ladle kind of. Sorry, I have this thing. I just don't. Okay, whatever. Ah, oh, come on. Okay. So yeah, you can see that, just that incremental growth quarter over quarter in their revenue, right? What about their earnings? Okay, so yeah, it's their first ever earnings, but it's just, it goes from negative 35 to negative 20 to negative 12 to positive 2, and every time they're earning another 20 to 30 million bucks in revenue. So that 20 to 30 million bucks in revenue is translating in $10 million increases in income. So, you can expect them to be positive 10 million for the next quarter, and then maybe positive 20 for Q1 2025, then 30, 40, 50. So that's like 120 million. Well, they were at 3.5 billion. So that gives them a forward growth P of maybe 30. Okay, let's check out their cash flow. See if they've got some juice. Ooh. Yeah, so starting in Q2 20, so they've got 2 quarters under their belt of positive free cash flow. They reported a positive free cash flow in Q3 2023. So these guys are on the right track. And again, that 104, okay, but that's for the quarter. So yeah, these guys could be pretty cash rich, folks. These guys could be winners, These guys could be winners. These guys are interesting, Let's see what they do exactly, their profile. What do these guys do? Software, technology. Remitly provides digital financial services for immigrants, their families, and other citizens in the United. Man, if these guys are just steadily growing, these guys could be a cash cow, I'm telling you. Let's take a look at their balance sheet real quick. What's their balance sheet show? Okay, so they've got about $500 million in tangible assets, $1 billion in assets. How does that break down? We've got a lot of cash, 300 million, another 400 in receivables, 200 in prepaid assets. Holy jeez, folks, their goodwill's only 70 million. So that's good. That's good. Property, plant, and equipment's 25. Okay. Total debt 142. Tangible book value $500 million. Shares issued, they keep incrementing, so they're issuing shares. That's not that great. Let's look at the stats here. What's the book? 5 times. Okay. Price to sales 2 and change. It's not that bad. Yeah, these guys could be a good deal, folks. As always, due diligence is required and deserved. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get into that last one. Reddit. Our high profile case for the day. If you guys think this method that I'm showing here is interesting, make sure you subscribe, because if I get lots of views on this and some subscribers, I'll keep doing them, and like I can run these reports every day. I can run them every hour if I want. And they're always fresh. They're always going to give me like live data, immediately. Like you can even check here It's not refreshing right now because it's like well after hours, but if you do it during the daytime and you refresh, you'll see every couple of minutes there's like it's refreshing and they're all updated like quick. You know what I'm saying? I put this stuff up for people to use, you know? So again, it's this line here that we're looking at, right? They've got a little bit more history. I think they listed in 2021, but we can assume that they were losses. I think, reasonably. So Reddit, they did pretty good too. They closed at 82 on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday they opened at 100, and they're now at 120. Okay, so in 2 days, 50% in 2 days because they reported their first ever profit. Okay. And you could have got it reasonably probably at, you wouldn't have had a chance. Maybe at $1.13. Maybe at $1.13. 6%. You would already had to own it. I don't know if you could have got in around here. Let's see how that played out. Where did we open? Okay, so this was the after hours. So the after hours already put it at 100. Right? The after hours already had it at 100. And then the morning session opened again at 100 and then just took off. Let's take a look at that revenue. 200, 500, 666, 800, 1 billion. Steady annual growth, folks, in revenue. Let's take a look. Oh, we already know what their losses look like. There was the big dipper effect there that I've been talking about, that I've seen. They've been, they were pretty steady with their share count, except it looks like recently this last year they dumped 20 million into the market. Let's look at this quarterly stuff. So they're up 40 million in revenue from last quarter, and then steady, and then 50, 20. Okay, so yeah, general incremental quarterly upticks in revenue. And again, their quarterly Q3 income doesn't show up here, but it's $30 million. So this is an outlier value, but they lost 7 on 200. They were up. Okay, yeah, interesting. A little bit more analysis would be required into their cost structure, but it seems like they're on the up and up, folks. Good for them, good for Reddit. Reddit's got some interesting backers, like Snoop Dogg and Altman. Sam Altman. Let's see what we get here. Aaron Schwartz, that guy, right? Sam Altman, OpenAI. Snoop Dogg, Calvin Broadus Jr., Peter Thiel, PayPal Mafia, Palantir, Mark Andreessen, American businessmen, Jared Leto, handsome pretty boy. I wonder if that's his Halloween costume. Today's Halloween. Ay. Okay, folks. So, free cash flow. Negative on the annuals. Ooh, 2 quarters. Okay, so 2 positive free cash flow quarters. Both of them coming in at around 30 billion. That's great. That's roughly what they reported for their net income. That means that their net income and their free cash flow reflect each other loosely. That's what you want to see, folks. And like I said, they they secured some free cash flow even before they reported their profitable quarter. Okay, so anyways, these have all been very interesting to look at. I hope you all thought it was interesting. If you have any comments, please leave them. You know where. If I get lots of views and subscribers, I'm gonna make more videos. Like I said, it doesn't cost me anything to run these reports. This is just what I got from, Q3 2024 so far, and we still got a lot of the companies left to report. Like most of them are still left to report, right? So we'll see what else comes up for this quarter. But these have been pretty interesting. I really thought Roots was interesting, Reddit. They were all very interesting. Anyways, thanks for tuning in.